Hi babies! Welcome back to Money Witch Uncensored. I've been journeying through a Venus retrograde hellscape all summer long, which is why I haven't dropped episodes in a while. I'm sure, obviously, there have been Venus retrogrades before. I think I wasn't paying as much attention. Pay obviously a lot more attention, and it's much more culturally iconic to think about Mercury retrograde, and Big Daddy Hermes Mercury is like one of my main guys. So I think a lot more about that. But this Venus retrograde, number one, feels like it's gone on forever. I didn't look before recording this, so oh, it's 40 days, but like it's still almost 2 more weeks. Like, are we only 2/3 through the Venus retrograde? Like, what the actual fuck, honestly? Um, Maybe it's because I was already having like romantic sorrows since January, but really like April is when I went through my breakup. So I was just kind of like slid from that into this, but I feel like it's just been all summer long Venus retrograde drama, and me and like three of my very closest friends, we've all been on the apps this summer dating, and it's a hellscape. It's a hellscape. That's all I can say. I will caveat into saying that, okay, so we mostly been dating cishet men. So that is a particular flavor. But I do this thing in between relationships. Okay, for people who don't know, I identify as queer and I'm 42. And my first queer relationship of any sort was when I was 13. So we're at about 30 years of being pretty fucking gay. And, but I am queer, and I identify as reverse bisexual, which means that I'm like mostly very gay, and mostly have been in queer or gay relationships, but then more queer relationships. But every once in a while, I'm like, I wonder what it's like to be heterosexual. And I kind of dabble in, or I'm like, oh, I could like date you and have sex with you, but I don't think I could like be in a relationship with you. So anyway, it's like jokes, but not. So, but I've been in my post breakup period. And so yeah, I was on the Tinder, and I tried Hinge, but honestly, Hinge is like so corny to me. I think when I come back, I will try it. Like if I start dating again, which inevitably I'll start dating again, but Tinder is grimy, and honestly, I'm a little grimy. Like, I don't know. So, there's something about it that does appeal to me, but I think I'm gonna have to like be responsible and go for like a higher quality product like next time I'm on the market, TBH. So yeah, but I wanted to think a little bit about like money and dating, and I was watching The Ultimatum last night, the new one that's out, which is the hetero one, but if you haven't watched the lesbian one, obviously you've got to do that. Or I guess it's a bit queer. But somebody said in their initial dates, like, oh, money is one of the biggest reasons that people get divorced. So it made me think about that and kind of like reflect a little bit back on my past relationships and money. I haven't been partnered in a really long time. Like, well, that's not true. I haven't lived with anyone in a really long time. The last time I lived with a romantic partner, and I do feel like living with someone is when money gets more serious, was a relationship that I broke up with in 2012. And we were living in a communal house. So I feel like there's a slightly different edge to that financially, because you're kind of like involved in these communal finances. And before that, I lived really like truly, oh no, that's not true, with like two other partners, but all those things happened like in my early 20s, so it's harder to remember them. But yeah, I haven't lived with a partner in now 11 years. But each one of my serious relationships has had like certain flavors around money. And I know I was sharing like the trauma that happened with one of my exes, sending me a bill for all the money that they helped me with. But I was thinking about dates this summer and what were my expectations and like how was money playing out. And I think like it's very interesting in casual dating the way that like there's this kind of money tension about like who's gonna pay for what and how does everybody feel about it, and everybody already has feelings about it like coming into the initial meeting, and then what happens either kind of like makes them feel comfortable or makes them feel uncomfortable moment by moment, and like what are the expectations and how thought out are they and like why do you have them, etc. So for me, pretty much dating like cis straight men, I am expecting to be taken out. And if I think about it too much, I'll definitely talk myself out of it. And with certain people, I feel less of an expectation for it than with others. But I also am trying to give myself the gift of like not thinking about things too much, because I really do. And to just say, like, for me, part of the eroticism of like my like, what's it called? Vicarious moment is like I want to be taken out, like I'm like in princess mode. So but I have to say, and for a lot of people that seems to be like pretty aligned, but I had one totally shocking date this summer where we went for drinks. Well, we met at an art show. We had a drink. He bought me a drink. And then we went to another bar in the neighborhood. And as we were walking in the door, he said to me, so you got this round? And I was like, sure, absolutely. But I like lost all interest in that moment. Like I just literally total boner killer, like nothing. I started yawning like immediately. Like I'm like, I'm tired, I'm bored. Get me out of here. But I'm like, sure, I can buy you this drink as a parting gift because it's the last time you'll ever see me. He also was like trying to get physical with me. I'm like, why would you be like trying to get physical with me? And texting me the next morning, like, I had a great date. I want to go out with you again. You wanted to go out with me again and you said that? Like, your skill set is subpar. Let's just say that. Okay. What else happened with dating and money this summer? Yeah, I don't know. What are your expectations when you go on a date? How does your sexuality play into that? Who's gonna pay for what? Like, what do you think? Like, is where's the eroticism play into? Like, to me, it's like sexy for somebody to take me out. I'm a very generous person, including financially. Like, if I'm really dating someone, I don't have any problem like putting my resources behind it and like, paying for things, not usually going out. Like I like to buy people gifts. I like to I don't know, like buy groceries and cook food and like, make things nice and, do experiences, like get massages or that kind of thing. Like I definitely am somebody who like doesn't have a problem putting money towards somebody that I'm dating, but money is very erotic to me and it's like I like to be taken out. So it was one of the big takeaways for me. My Venus retrograde takeaways of dating men on Tinder was one, like I am a much better boyfriend than a lot of these men. I do have a very happy like masculine side, and like I'm just like I want to be the baby girl right now. Like, I want to be baby girl in the situation. But if you're not handling the situation, I will turn into your uncle real fast. Like, really fast. I will just let you know how you're fucking up and how you need to handle the situation. And I have to tell you, not shockingly, but a lot of dudes don't like that. So, but I'm like, you didn't handle your business. Whose problem is that? I don't know. Not mine. Yeah, that was like my major takeaway this summer. Just like shocking. Just shocking at the amount of men out here who just like need a lot of guidance. They need uncles. These men need uncles to tell them how to do it. I've been teaching my son a lot about dating because he's gone into 8th grade and he's interested in dating. So we've been talking a lot about like dates, how much do they cost when we do things that are like, oh, this could be a cute date. We go to the movies or whatever. We talk it out like, this is how much it costs. This is how much the tickets cost. This is how much the popcorn costs. Like, this is where you could save money. This is like where you could splurge on things, like, you know, getting that stuff kind of mapped out. So it's interesting if you have teenagers. I think that's like a really good conversation to have about yeah, like financial literacy and dating, because that's something we do not talk about. And people end up in relationships like with all kinds of financial issues. So anyway, those are my thoughts. What do you think? How was your summer? How's your Venus retrograde? What the fuck? Okay. In these last, what have we got? Like a week and a half left for Venus retrograde. Venus is love. It is also money. So how is Venus retrograde? Just do some reflecting. You know, your weekly money practice is going to be just doing a little reflecting. How has money been showing up for you? How has love been showing up for you? What have you been exploring themes of in terms of like value and worth and love and money? Yeah, what are the big themes? Just do a little journaling, just so that you catch them and you don't have to repeat the lessons later. Okay, have a beautiful week and I'll talk to you soon.